Ana, and I am a first mate on sailing vessel Impi, and this is my other half.
Yep, I'm Brent, and we have been sailing around the world. It took us, I think, 12 years to get around the world. We left this very place in 2011, and here we are. We're getting ready for our second circumnavigation.
4,200 nautical miles that we have to do, and we are so glad that this time round we have got Cyclops on our shroud.
Particularly on catamarans, you know, we are all told to sail by the numbers. So what are the numbers? It's generally what would be given to us by the manufacturer. It would be in the handbook, and it would basically be a guide to tell us with what wind strength we need to be reducing sail. Of course, the issue then comes in, you know, what point of sail are we talking about? What sea state are we talking about? You know, what sort of gust forces are out there? And I think since having the Cyclops load sensors on the boat, we can sail by the real numbers. We are in about 60 knots true wind speed. We've got a force on the port shroud of 2 tons, and on the starboard side 1.2 tons.
You sort of get a sense of when the rig has too much pressure, and between girls and boys that sense can be different.
Keep the sails up.
Yeah,
Or
like
take the sails down.
Brent has sort of led a very adventurous life, and I am like the more cautious one, more anxious one, and so now I actually have the numbers behind me to say, actually Brent, I was right all the time.
And sometimes it's the other way around. Sometimes we can keep the sails up longer, right?
Well, most of the time I'm right anyway.
I rest my case. Pulling about 2 tons on the rig. And one can go in here and take a more in-depth look at it. And that would be the inner shrouds and the outer shroud. You can learn by opening up your sail aperture, for example, or closing it, how that basically adjusts the load on the rig. So it's not always necessary that one needs to reef on the number. Sometimes just by experimenting, by opening up the sail or releasing a line here and there, can actually change the loads quite dramatically on the rig. So I think we're learning more and more as we use the numbers being produced by our Cyclops load cells. We're learning more and more to get more out of the boat, you know, without fearing the boat.
So, for example, our last cross-ocean passage was the Indian Ocean one. And like most people are terrified of that ocean. They say it's an ocean full of potholes, and there's always lots of drama that happens on that ocean. But for us, we sailed with a spinnaker most of the time in 25 to 30 knot winds from behind, and the load cells were just telling us, you are totally fine, keep on going. And on this quite heavy production boat, which is a Lagoon 440, we were doing 200 to 220 miles per 24 hours. And we reached Madagascar from Cocos Keeling in 16 days, whereas other boats were like taking way longer than us. It really helped us to control what we could do and what we couldn't do.
We've managed to actually show some of our friends who have been sort of between whether they should be doing this or not doing this. We've been able to show the kind of loads that are being pulled on our shrouds when under sail with a spinnaker, for example, without a mainsail being up. We fitted them in New Zealand. We're back in South Africa. We've been up through Indonesia, via New Caledonia and these sort of places. And so just over 10,000 miles with Cyclops on the boat. Impi is a Zulu warrior in Africa, and we are from Africa. And Impi are basically the Zulu warriors, so the sort of the native people of South Africa, the Zulus, and an Impi is a warrior. Interestingly enough, it also means to dream. So in Indonesia it would mean to dream, and in South Africa it would be like a Zulu warrior. So we are these dreamers that become warriors in the mighty oceans.